So now, I think I'm gonna do a nostalgic rave. What's gonna be this time? And now this time I think I'll do it on Codename Kids Next Door. I mean, this one's gonna be a bit shorter since I'm kind of running out of hard drive space, and I'm still working on getting a lot of my projects converted to files. So I'll work on Blip so I can just get them off my hard drive. Have it back them up that way. I'll start backing on other sites. Okay. So anyway, Codename Kids Next Door. Ran on Cartoon Network from 2002 to 2008, and was one of the programs Lauren Faust worked on before she created My Little Pony Friendship is Magic. It was about how 5 child secret agents as part of a massive organization called the Kids Next Door. So they consist of number 1 from Britain, number 2 from the United States, number 3 from Japan, and number 4 from Australia, and number 5 who appears to be seems to be French Canadian. And I think this actually show provided very good insight about what it was like to be a kid, captured a lot of the imagination about what sort of adventure you might have had if you could actually were part of this big agency. You're able to fight back against authority and adults. And ranges from adults, teenagers. There's things like face off against things like pianos, violins. Also, the delightful children from down the lane. And so what I'm going to do is that this video is going to be shorter. I'm not going to go into much detail about the show itself, but I am going to look at a few episodes I remember. You know what I mean? And the first episode I remember seeing was as it was plot about ice cream, and ignoring the kids in the neighborhood, and that they go and then the kids next door go after them, and to find out they're holding a bunch of soft serve in their factory, and they want to release it. The password is Frosty. Well, they might as well have made it Swordfish, so it's going to be that easy. And they do invade the factory, but number 3X all cold in there, and while the others is afraid and delightful children down the lane. But then she turns on the heater, and they even lampshade the fact that who would put a heater in an ice cream factory. So it essentially goes off with just a wave of soft serve of cascading to the town, and so they start to have a party with that. Oh, and there's another thing I forgot to bring up is that a lot of the series runs on 2x4 technology. Essentially, it's just stuff made out of plywood, and all sorts of assorted vehicles from around the neighborhood. Actually, that was another creative aspect of the show, who showed how much was put into it, and there's also another episode where they take on a villain that's called the Concord, but it's also sort of a human manifestation of it. Okay, number 2. Most of the kids next door was falling ill because of this, and number 2 is working for his orange bombs at it, but it turns out it took his mother to bring in some chicken soup to finally take him down. And I really enjoy that. They definitely had a lot of things out here for older viewers and people who look back on it like me. I mean, and this pool draws on The Matrix, Akira, Yu-Gi-Oh!, Dragon Ball, Pokemon, on Star Wars. In case you couldn't tell, Mr. Warburton is definitely as big a nerd as I am. And even though the show ended in 2008, there's still circulating in reruns of Cartoon Network because of how popular it proved to be. And even though it hasn't really gotten a real DVD release yet, I'm hoping that it'll change soon. Yeah. And as I've been saying, and I'm trying to keep these videos little, not because I'm sort of running out of hard drive space, but if a situation arises for it, I may do another nostalgic rave soon. In fact, anyway, just gonna end this now. See you all later, and keep it Transformers Prime reviews. reviews and who's in Pokemon episode reviews going. I mean, so that's all I have to say. Now, see you later!